Yeah, I mean, I guess Billy Mays could be pretty funny. I just don't really see how glorifying a misogynist is going to be relevant for the class video.
Amir, that's the sham wow guy.
Oh.
Either way, the only really good thing that came out of this scenario is I could sell some textbooks or something. We can do better.
Yeah, I was asking Brad for some ideas, and he suggested just using clips from the Palm video we did earlier
He
this
took
year.
my steak and a whole glass of wine!
If you don't understand that reference, please ask James Click about his bachelor party.
Hey, I'm Jason Fernasiak. I'm a fourth-year med student.
Hi, I'm Corey Maxwell. I'm also a fourth-year med student.
And I'm Adam. I'm a fourth year also.
So the Practice of Medicine office asked us to create this video for your class. Essentially what we're going to be doing is introducing you to some of the things that you're going to be seeing on the wards during your first year.
Just to lower your expectations a little, I'd like to let you know that we're all volunteers, and this isn't a low-budget film, this is a no-budget film. For instance, if we were going to have an earthquake, it looks something like this.
So right now we're in the center hallway. This is a very important place, and there's a lot of great things that can be found here. To my left, you can see the clean utility area. There's a lot of important items in there that patients may need. You can always ask a nurse if you're unsure of where to find something. And then across the hall to my right is the Nourishment Center. Now please do keep in mind that the Nourishment Center is for patient use only. Hey Adam, isn't the patient in bed B on contact precaution and NPO for surgery tomorrow?
I don't know, but it's okay. I'm just gonna pop in and pop out.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Always make sure to dispose of your sharps in the appropriate receptacle. It's good to keep in mind that whenever you're with a patient, we can at least pretend like they can't hear us through that curtain.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to use those old class videos we made a couple years ago. I feel like we owe it to the class to be something better, a little more new. Hey Corey, can you toss me that shampoo?
Sure.
Here you go. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I agree. What did the class last year do?
I think they used stories from all the classmates.
It's kind of lame to do the exact same thing that they did last year, don't you think? Who would want to see that?
Yeah.
Well, funny story time. I was at Salem, the Salem VA, for a family medicine rotation, and they stuck us in some really, really terrible dorms. They had a reputation for being cruddy living conditions, and sometimes that was horribly true. So one day, a friend of mine, when we first moved in, she went into her room, and she had a shower in her room, which is a rarity. And she walked in and found a saucer, like the kind of saucer you put a teacup on, and it was covering the shower drain. She thought, oh, somebody must have misplaced this. And she calls up maintenance and says, oh, hi, guys, there's a saucer covering the drain in my shower. Do you want this back? Somebody must have left it here by mistake. And they said, yeah, miss, you probably don't want to move that. What? Why? It doesn't belong in the shower at all. Now, you see, we use that to cover the drain to stop the cockroaches from crawling backwards up out of the drain and into your bathroom. At this point, my friend screams bloody murder, and I'm sitting in a room down the hall, probably 50 or 60 feet away, and I hear this go screaming down the hall. I found her a couple of minutes later, and I never trusted the rooms in Salem again after that.
Hi, Billy Mays here, and do I have the deal for you? Everyone knows that Palm 1 is the most important class in this medical school. If you want to succeed, you're going to have to thoroughly read this book, Mosby's Guide to Physical Examination. Do you know how to do agophony, tactile fremdus, palpable spleen? Neither do I. That's why you need to buy this book. This book regularly retails for $69.95. If you call now in the next 10 minutes, I'll give it to you for $29.99. That's $29.99. What a deal. But wait! If you call now in the next 10 minutes, you can also get current medical diagnosis and treatment. If you want to take the most up-to-date care of your patients, you have to buy this book. Both of these for the low, low price of $29.99. Call now, 540-229-0824, or email dougclark@clarkjr@gmail.com. $29.99, folks. Billy Mays here. Buy it.
So we're all in Salem. I'm on psych.
And Joe and I are both on our general surgery rotation.
So I have nothing to do, and I want to hang out because Ramesh was chief, and like they were going out every night, and I had nothing to do. So it was fantastic.
So we spent a lot of time together, but Joe really needs a lot of sleep, and he wasn't getting much sleep on his surgery rotation.
Joe and I shared a bathroom. He had one of the long rooms with like 3 beds in it. And I had a single room, but we shared our bathroom in the suite.
So one night we had gone out to dinner, and Joe said he was just absolutely exhausted. He wanted to go to bed early, and he was so tired he wasn't even going to call Allison. And
he had already, mind you, he had already woken up late at one point in the year and had to come to rounds late earlier that week, I think it was.
So after he went to bed, Amir and I were in the lounge, I guess, and I said, Amir, wouldn't it be fun if we woke Joe up right now and told him he was late, even though it was only like 12:30 at night?
So we took his alarm clock and his watch phone, or his watch, set them both forward until it was probably like, I don't know, you guys had to wake up at 6. We set it to like 7:30, or like whenever you guys actually had to go in. And Kimberly got dressed up like she was ready for work, grabbed her bag.
So like I put on my Salem scrubs and my white coat, and I got my bag, and then we went in. I guess we knocked on Joe's door from the bathroom door. We went in through Amir's room.
No, we went straight in to his room from the bathroom door, as if Kimberly had tried to knock on the door from outside, failed, and then come through my window, or through my door. So we went into his room, we woke him up.
And he sat up in bed, and he said, you know, what's going on? And I said, Joe, you overslept. It's time to go to the hospital. Rounds are going to start in 5 minutes. And he said, but I feel like I just went to sleep.
And so we go walk back through the bathroom.
Because we decided to give him a few minutes to kind of wake up, because he was really confused.
And so he just goes right back to sleep. And as we're like trying to discuss how far we're going to take this, we look back and Joe is snoring again in his bed. So we go back in, we re-wake him up. And so we wake him up, we go back into the bathroom. I want to take it further than Kimberly does. I want him to get dressed up and be ready to go and walk out the door, and then we tell him. But Kimberly...
But when I see Joe in his underwear trying to put
tidy whities.
In his tidy whities, trying to put his legs into the scrubs, and he like just can't even do it, I start to feel really bad. So I tell him to go back to sleep, that we were just kidding. And
he didn't believe us.
He doesn't believe us, and he continues to try to put his pants on and doesn't succeed.
So I had to take his cell phone, which is the time I couldn't change, and show him that it was actually still like 11:30 at night.
But then, even after seeing the cell phone, he keeps on saying, but she has her clothes on. She has her clothes on. She's going into the hospital. Why does she have her clothes on? I don't understand.
So we finally convinced him to get back in bed.
Hey, Kevin Davidson, what do med students like to do?
What med students like to do? Well, when we're not studying, we like to be outside. We like to, hang out, do the rest of the things other people in Charlottesville like to do. We like to run. We like to work out. We like to go to the downtown mall. Normal things.
I see you're in a library room covered with running numbers and running shoes. What's the deal?
Yeah. Well, it turns out that with some of the reading we've got to do, everybody's got to make their own study space. Currently I'm in my running pagoda, a little corner of the downstairs of the library. I like to adorn it with all my my running numbers, my running shoes. Currently I'm celebrating my win over, the 10-miler. See, the other med students in our class.
How'd that race go?
Well, just a normal race in Charlottesville, trying to avoid getting basted by the dean.